Alright, I'm going to review two more comic books today. Alright, first up is The Amazing Spider-Man, Unintended Consequences. What this book was it was the return of Mary Jane to Spider-Man's life. You know, he was very happy that, well, the love of his life, his wife, came back, and, well, who wouldn't be happy? Especially him, he got the beautiful redhead. You know, we have the same preferences there. In this book, Spider-Man must fight a new enemy, and this enemy has, well, absorbed radiation, which, well, it kind of made him like the Hulk a little bit. But he's from the 50s, and he wants to take revenge on a mob boss. Well, okay, he's not a mob boss, but he's done a few bad things in his life, and he's the reason he's like that. And he hires Spider-Man for protection, and so, you know, Spider-Man gladly accepts. So, on top of, besides Spider-Man helping out this guy, he also has to deal with his wife being home now. This book kind of took away Spider-Man's innocence, I would say. I mean, he did say, well, not that bad of him, but he did say a few swear words, and he did a few things that didn't really make him seem like the young Spider-Man that I've grown to know and love. But, I mean, he's still Spider-Man. I can get over it, I guess. But this book was written by the same person who wrote Spider-Man, The Life and Death of Spiders, but he wrote that after this. I would say this is better than that, but not by much. Halfway through the book, again, the storyline completely changes, and, of course, it's mostly Peter Parker muffing about how his life sucks. Overall, I would say this is a pretty decent book. I mean, it's kind of shown me how much I really don't like the modern age Spider-Man, and I'm kind of fearing what's going to happen in the future, because this Spider-Man is really getting on my nerves. Again, if anyone can recommend any Spider-Man books that are better than this, please tell me. I'm really getting tired of this. I mean, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, but lately I don't even know anymore. So overall, I would give this book, I would say a 3 out of 5 and a 7.4 out of 10. The second book and final book I'll be reviewing in this review is the book that everyone's been wanting me to review. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it over with. Watchmen. It took me 3 days to read. Everyone talked about how it took them 2 weeks. Didn't take me very long at all. Only took me 3 days, but I was very, very into it, and it takes me a day to read one of these graphic novels because I read so much of it. The Watchmen book, well, it was pretty R-rated, and that's not usually my cup of tea, but I think I can make an exception this time. I still have yet to see the movie, but I think I'm going to see it this weekend. And I would say my favorite character in this book is Rorschach. And, well, the book kind of didn't make any sense because it jumped out around a lot, especially for the fact that one of the main characters, the comedian, dies in the beginning of the book, and it only shows him in flashbacks, and then pretty much halfway through, he's pretty much gone for good. Also, I'd say my second favorite was Dr. Manhattan, and he was in the beginning, he had his origin story in the middle, and then he came back at the end. And a lot of the characters really weren't in it that much. You had Rorschach, Night Owl, and the Spectre for the most part. And the last guy, Adrian, I don't know how to pronounce his superhero name. He didn't even come back in until the real end. He was the villain. Sorry for major spoiler events. I'm not really going to go too deep into the book, but there's a lot in it. My favorite are the Minutemen. Captain Metropolis, he was mentioned in it. I thought that was pretty cool. There were a lot of cool things in this. This was a pretty good book. I would recommend reading it, definitely. My final score for it would be a 4 out of 5, and I'd say an 8 out of 10. There were quite a few flaws, but it was overall a pretty good book. So those are my reviews. Thanks for watching.